Welcome everyone to the CELPIP Writing Part 1, Writing an Email Analysis. Now I'm just here in the CELPIP library, CELPIP Part 1 Writing. And before we get started, I do want to remind you that Writing Part 1, Writing an Email focuses more on CLB 4, 5, and 6. What does that mean? Well, that means that if you need to get that level 4, 5, or 6, then you should do better in this part than in part 2. That is because this part will be easier for you to understand and will be easier for you to express your ideas than in writing part 2. Okay? Now, if you need to get CLB 7 or higher, then it means that part 2 is more important for you. And in part 2, you can demonstrate higher level knowledge than in part 1. Both are still important, but part 2 is more important for higher levels, okay? Also, I want to remind you about this Writing Part 1 Tips and Strategies video. Now, that video will give you more details about how you can read the question, what strategies to use to answer the question, how to organize your answer, and some of the tips and strategies that I will be using in this email analysis, okay? So I will leave a link in the description box to that video. Okay, then now let's get started with today's example. Email to the city. Great. Now here we are in the front page of this sample, and you'll see that we have two levels of writing. We have CLB 5, 6, and we have CLB 7, 9. This example will be CLB 5, 6, okay? All right, and then we do have 4 sections in here, the video that you're watching. Vocabulary building. Vocabulary building is a great exercise for you to improve your vocabulary. We have some words from this example, their basic meanings, some synonyms, some antonyms, and you should review the word list. And then after, you have this great exercise where you have to read the sentence and you have to put one word from the list to fit your sentence or to complete the sentence. Great exercise for you to improve your vocabulary. Okay. And then we have some sentence building. The sentence building exercises are really great. It teaches you how to construct stronger sentences, okay, or two-clause sentence. We have here today using so. We have information clause, the connector, the resulting clause. Very good information about connecting sentences. And then this great exercise for you to write the sentence. The students study every day, the students study every day, so they will pass the exam. Great exercise for building sentences and writing for lower levels, okay? Great, now let's get started with today's analysis. So then everyone, here we are in the question, okay? Again, this is a 5-6 sample answer. All right, we have our question, we have some tips here about writing 5-6, and then we have our sample answer. Let's build our sample answer. Okay, everyone, I'm just going to move to my board. So it says over here, email of complaint, maybe email of complaint to the city. You recently attended a cultural event organized by the city. Okay, so you went to a cultural event. Maybe an art show, maybe a festival. However, but you noticed several obvious problems with the organization of the event. So something about how everything was organized that you didn't like. So you would like to express your opinion to the city. So you need to write to the city, okay, to express your opinion. So let's remember we have 27 minutes. All right. Now, in your email, write an email to your local council member or to the city, to the council member, and your email should say, okay, so the first part, okay, everyone, let's remember that I will be organizing according to our tips and strategies guidelines. Now I'm just going to go here to the important part. Again, if you want to watch the video about explaining this tips and strategies guide, then you should watch that video. The first important thing to know is what tone are we going to write? Informal, semi-formal, or formal? Now it is to the city, so I think that that would qualify as more formal structure, okay? And the only difference is just the way that we express ideas and how we can, just the language that we use, okay? So I'm going to be following a formal structure, and you see here we have the informal structure, we have the semi-formal structure, and then we have the formal structure. And I'm going to be following this structure to write my email, okay? And you see I have here, I should write at least 5 paragraphs, what I will do in each paragraph, and I'm going to explain that as we go along. You can see here that I've detailed the guide for us, okay? So when we have the greeting, the first thing that we need to do when we have the greeting, who we're writing. So let's write that. So dear City of Edmonton, my name is your first name and last name, and I hope everything is going well at City Hall these days. Okay, so it says write to your local council member. There are several things you can do. You can put dear, like I put here, dear City of Edmonton, my city. Okay. Or you can put dear council member, city council member. Okay, we can put that one there. Or we can even put to whom it may concern because it's formal. So you see here, we can put to whom it may concern. We can put those. Any of those are good for this email. Now, I just put in here City of Edmonton. Okay. And there we go. Now, why am I writing? Why am I writing? Okay. I am writing you today because I would like to complain about a family event I attended recently. Okay. So, very direct and clear. I am writing you today because I would like to complain. Okay, so you're complaining about a family event I attended recently. Okay, very good. So, would like to complain, more formal. You can say want to complain, that's lower levels, but that's okay. Okay, now before I continue, I do want to say that the blue here is the structure of this email. We can use that for any email. And the red, it's going to be my main grammar form, okay? And black will be everything else. Okay. So there you go. I wrote my greeting. My greeting will be based on the topic and who I'm writing and the reason I'm writing. So now we get to point 1, and point 1 is right over here. Usually the email has 3 points, okay? State what the event was and why you decided to attend. Okay. So that's what we need to do first. State or say what the event was and why you went. So let's write the first sentence here. So firstly, my family and I decided to attend the Heritage Day Festival last weekend at Horlick Park. Okay, very direct and clear. We should always try to be direct and clear. So we decided to attend the event. It says here, what was the event? Now let's say why. Why did we attend it? Also, it was my daughter's birthday, so we wanted to have a good time. Very good. Excellent. Okay, so look again, the structure, firstly, okay, and also. And did we answer the question of why? Where was it and what was it? Yes, we did. The Heritage Day Festival. And why? Yes, because it was my daughter's birthday. Very good. So very clear and direct. And notice here that we used a stronger sentence, two clauses. Here's one clause. It was my daughter's birthday. So we wanted to attend. Very good. What's the second point? Describe some of the major problems you observed. So what did you see that was a problem? Okay. What was the problem? Let's see. With regards to the problems that happened, firstly, the restrooms were very busy and dirty, so we can't use them. Okay, there's the first problem. Notice the connection. With regards to, it means about. Okay. All right, so the restrooms were very busy. They were very busy. We can't use them or couldn't use them. Okay, I will explain more about can't and couldn't after, okay? Well, I guess we can say here couldn't is stronger, higher levels, okay? Just using can't is good. Don't forget that we are writing at a 5-6 level, okay? And I will say more about that after. But important to be clear on your ideas. Again, we used so here. Also, there were so many people driving to the park, so we can't find parking. Very good. So the second part, also, so many people that drove. So we can't find parking. Great. So let's make sure before we move on that we answer the question. Did we answer the questions about the problems? Yes. The restrooms are very busy. We can't use them. So many people driving. We can't find parking. Very good. We did it. So let's get to the third point, third idea. Suggest ways to improve for future events. So how can we improve for the future? Very good one. How can we improve? So let's see. As a final note, I think you can make these problems better by having more bathrooms and better service. Put here, you can improve, not just make, improve. That would be better. You can improve these problems better, okay, by having more bathrooms and better service. Okay. So, very good. And what about also? Also, you should have, should means it's a good idea to do. You should have more parking near the park, or you can offer better buses to the event. Very good. So, did we answer the point? How can we improve? Yes, having more bathrooms and better service in the bathrooms. By having. Very good. How can you improve? By having. We made a connector there with by having. Should have more parking or. We used or as a connector there. Very good, everyone. So we answered the point. We have to make sure it's clear. And now we get to the closing. Say thank you and put your signature. Thank you for your attention. I hope you can have better services next time. Sincerely, first and last. Okay. Okay, very good. So everyone, I want to be clear that this example, we have 160 words. This example, for sure, it's 6 to 7, okay? Now I want to say that for sure it's 6 to 7, or maybe even 7, If you can write exactly how we wrote here, for sure you can get even 7. Okay? I do think that the quality of the answer is that level. Okay, it's not so strong. 4, 6. Okay, so you see that we used very clear. We used some words from the example. Very clear ideas. It's very clear to who and why. The first reason, right? Very clear ideas. Very great connection. We followed again, everyone. We followed the guide from our tips and strategies video. Very great guide for formal structure. You can see we just followed in here the different steps. Okay? So that makes it also 6 to 7. And then we gave some really good ideas. Okay, we went to this festival, my daughter's birthday, the problems were the restrooms and people driving, no parking, and you can have better service and more parking or buses. So we answered the questions very clearly. We used some good language. Okay. Now, of course, it's very important there are no grammar errors, punctuation errors. Everyone, look, commas everywhere. So very good. Well, no grammar errors, good punctuation, good ideas. That's always 6 to 7. Not very strong ideas, but good ideas, okay? And also 160 words. That's stronger as well, okay? Now, everyone, level 5, it's not this strong, okay? I want to put this here, improve. Now, level 5, I hope you can understand this example, but level 5 doesn't write this much. Even with 130 or 140, you can get level 5. And of course, level 5 will make more grammar errors or many grammar errors, okay? Even level 6 makes grammar errors and cannot express these ideas so clearly, okay? So level 6, you can make grammar errors and punctuation errors and even spelling errors. Now level 5, they write less with more errors and more spelling errors, and they cannot express the ideas exactly like this, okay? So what can we do to practice? Well, the first thing that we can do to practice is read the email. Well, first, actually, let's understand the question clearly. Then let's understand the structure clearly. When we read, let's understand the structure. Who you're writing, why you're writing. Let's understand the grammar, okay? The first point, structure, ideas, grammar, vocabulary. Read and understand. Okay, that's the first thing that we can do. Should have and closing. So let's read and understand clearly. The second thing that we can do is read and type. Read and type each part, okay? That would really be good to get yourself to read and type. Also, it was my daughter's birthday, so we wanted to have a good time. And then you type it out. Very great way to improve. Okay, so I would type it out 2, 3, 4 times, everyone. And I would say, if you want to get 6, type it 6 times. If you want to get 5, type it 5 times. Okay? Very great way for you to practice. And the next part, well, Can you type it in 27 minutes by yourself? It's a really good way to test yourself. Can you do that? If you can do that, then you're this level. Now, you might not type it exactly word by word, and we don't want to type from memory, everyone. It's not a good idea to type from memory. We want to type from your knowledge, not memory. The two are different, okay? Very good. So for that, everyone, I will be leaving a link to this sample lesson. And there you have our example, okay? And you can practice reading, understanding, and typing. Also, everyone, don't forget about our vocabulary building and sentence building exercises. Those will really help you improve your vocabulary and sentence writing, okay? And then lastly, everyone, let's not forget about CELPIP Library. You should subscribe to CELPIP Library. CELPIP Library has over 60 examples of writing part 1, and this will be an excellent way for you to improve your knowledge about different topics and writing ability and structure, okay? So I strongly recommend that you subscribe to CELPIP Library. And now with discount code CELPIP79, again, that's discount code CELPIP79, you can get a 3-month subscription of CELPIP Library for only $10.99 Canadian. That's a really great deal, everyone. And I think that you will improve greatly by following CELPIP Library. And don't forget, practice makes perfect.